Airplane hijackings, also known as aircraft hijackings, are terrifying events where individuals or groups unlawfully take control of an aircraft, often with the intention of diverting its course or using it as a weapon for malicious purposes. Over the years, hijackings have resulted in tragic incidents and significant changes in aviation security. 1 United Airlines Flight 93, September 11, 2001. Details. On September 11, 2001, as part of the 9/11 terrorist attacks, United Airlines Flight 93 was hijacked by 4 terrorists. Passengers and crew members attempted to regain control of the aircraft, leading to a struggle between the hijackers and the passengers. The plane ultimately crashed in a field in Pennsylvania, USA, killing everyone on board. It is believed that the hijackers intended to target a significant landmark, possibly the U.S. Capitol or the White House. 2 Air France Flight 139, June 27, 1976. Details. Air France Flight 139 was hijacked by Palestinian and German terrorists on June 27, 1976. The hijackers diverted the flight to Entebbe Airport in Uganda, where they held the passengers hostage. A daring rescue mission by Israeli Special Forces on July 4, 1976, led to the successful rescue of most hostages, but several people were killed during the operation. 3 Lufthansa Flight 181, October 13, 1977. Details. Lufthansa Flight 181 was hijacked by 4 members of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine on October 13, 1977. The hijackers demanded the release of imprisoned members of their group. After days of negotiations, a West German anti-terrorism unit stormed the aircraft in Mogadishu, Somalia, on October 18, 1977, and successfully rescued all hostages, but 3 hijackers and a flight attendant were killed during the operation. 4 Ethiopian Airlines Flight 961, November 23, 1996. Details. Ethiopian Airlines Flight 961 was hijacked by 3 Ethiopians seeking asylum in Australia. The hijackers demanded that the plane fly to Australia, but the flight crew informed them that the aircraft did not have enough fuel for the long journey. Despite the crew's warning, the hijackers forced the plane to fly until it ran out of fuel and crashed into the Indian Ocean near the Comoros Islands. Out of the 175 people on board, 125 lost their lives. 5 TWA Flight 847, June 14, 1985. Details. TWA Flight 847 was hijacked by members of Hezbollah and Islamic Jihad on June 14, 1985. The hijackers demanded the release of prisoners held in Israel and the United States. The plane was diverted to various airports in the Middle East before the hostages were eventually released in Beirut, Lebanon, on June 30, 1985. During the ordeal, a U.S. Navy diver was murdered by the hijackers. 6 Japan Airlines Flight 351, March 31, 1970. Details. Japan Airlines Flight 351 was hijacked by a man demanding to be taken to North Korea. The hijacker threatened to detonate a bomb if his demands were not met. The aircraft landed in North Korea, and the passengers and crew were held there for several days before being allowed to return to Japan. This incident led to strained diplomatic relations between Japan and North Korea. 7 Swissair Flight 100, February 21, 1970. Details. Swissair Flight 100 was hijacked by members of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine on February 21, 1970. The hijackers demanded the release of Palestinian prisoners and threatened to blow up the plane if their demands were not met. The aircraft was diverted to several airports before landing in Jordan. All passengers and crew were eventually released. 8 Pan Am Flight 73, September 5, 1986. Details. Pan Am Flight 73 was hijacked by 4 armed Palestinian terrorists on September 5, 1986, while parked at Karachi Airport in Pakistan. The hijackers demanded that the plane take off and fly to Cyprus. During the standoff, the hijackers opened fire and killed 20 passengers and crew members. Pakistani commandos stormed the aircraft, resulting in the deaths of all 4 hijackers. 9 Indian Airlines Flight 814, December 24, 1999. Details. Indian Airlines Flight 814 was hijacked by 5 Pakistani terrorists on December 24, 1999. The hijackers demanded the release of 3 jailed militants in exchange for the safe release of the passengers and crew. After days of negotiations, the Indian government agreed to release the prisoners, and the hijackers allowed the aircraft to fly to Kandahar, Afghanistan. All passengers and crew were eventually freed. 10 Aer Lingus Flight 164, May 2, 1981. Details: Aer Lingus Flight 164 was hijacked by a man demanding to be taken to Iran. The hijacker claimed to have a bomb, leading the plane to be diverted to multiple airports before landing in France. The French authorities arrested the hijacker, and all passengers and crew were safely released. These airplane hijackings have had a profound impact on aviation security, leading to the implementation of stricter security measures at airports worldwide. Airlines and governments have continually worked to improve protocols for dealing with hijackings and enhancing passenger safety. While airplane hijackings have become less frequent due to improved security, these historical incidents serve as reminders of the importance of vigilance and preparedness in the face of potential threats to aviation.